Hello all you Teslanians, welcome back to another video here in Tesla Sheep channel. This is the part 2 of the part 1 I already did, so this is the part 2 of it. Yep. Anyhow, so this time, last time I showed you guys what's around in the screen and how you can, control all these little features here and there. I literally showed you all those features, but today I'm going to go over the settings of the Model 3. So let's get right into it. First is quick controls. So basically what it is exterior lights off, so you can actually park your car and or put it in drive and park your car and then the lights will stay on. You can actually turn that off, put it in I don't know what that is, but then you have the low beam, and of course you have the auto. I usually just leave it in auto. So that's how I like it. I don't really you know uh, worry about any of these. If you leave it in auto, it automatically turns on and off the lights. If you go under, let's say, a bridge that's a little darker, or if you're in the basement, I will automatically turn on the headlights and the tail lights. That's really good. And I usually leave the fog lights on. I know that in some areas it's illegal to have the fog lights on all the time. In some countries, I would say, but I'm not too sure. But here in Canada, in Toronto at least, I haven't had a problem with fog lights being on all the time. So I just leave it on. It actually adds a little character to the front of the car. It actually makes your car looks a little meaner. The Model 3, it depends on people's opinion, but in my opinion, it actually looks a little angry. It can be cute. It depends on how you look at it, but if you turn on that fog light, it actually adds a little strip on both sides, right below the fog where the fog lights are. It actually makes the car a little meaner, which I like. And of course you have your mirror and steering wheel adjustment. So I go here and I can adjust the mirrors just by using the left scroll wheel, up, down, left, right. You can turn on mirror auto tilt and auto fold. I usually leave that on. Why? Because when you park your car, the mirror actually folds in. So just in case if somebody else comes in to park beside you, they're not going to accidentally hit the mirrors, or when they walk right beside your car, they're not going to bump into your mirror. It actually folds in, which is a really nice good feature. Most other cars have it, but what this car has, it especially Tesla, is that it actually fold the mirror down, tilt the mirror down. So what that means is that when you're driving, obviously your side mirror is going to stay where you set it to. But when you're parking, when you're reversing your car, the mirror actually tilts down a bit, like so, ever so slightly, just enough for you to get a good view of the view behind you, like what's in on the surface. And you can actually see the lines and all that stuff. It's really, really useful, so I leave that on. And then you have your steering wheel control, which is basic, simple. Again, you're controlling it with the left steering wheel knob. You're up, down, you push it to the right to go for the steering wheel to move in, and out for like left for the steering wheel to move out. So that's the steering wheel. And of course, you have fold. What is that? Well, if I turn this on right now, you guys can hear the mirrors just fold. What that means is that it will fold, and also right beside it, you see always fold mirrors at this location. So if you turn that on, whenever I come to this particular location, I'm pretty sure it has like a good 10 meter or 8 meter radius, about 15 foot. It will actually fold the mirrors. It's really, really useful when you're going through, let's say, a drive-through, which I usually do, because if you go through a Starbucks or Tim Hortons drive-through, even McDonald's for that matter, they have these yellow poles on the sides for cars not to hit the drive-through, right? So if you turn on that feature, let's say you go to a Tim Hortons or you go to a Starbucks every day, regularly, you can turn that on when you get to the drive-through. When you get to that, drive-through window, so every single time you go through that, the mirrors will automatically fold, um, which is really useful because you can actually get really close to the drive-through window, instead of being to reach your head out of your car's window and pay for it or get your coffee or something. It's really really useful. Most people don't know about this feature, and it's kind of hidden per se, but it's really really useful. I All the people that I've showed this feature, they actually found this really useful. You wouldn't really find this useful until you go through a drive-through with your window, side mirrors just flaring out. You won't be having this problem with the Cybertruck or the Tesla Roadster. Hopefully the laws allows those vehicles to not have the side view mirrors, because me personally, I don't use the side view mirrors. I usually use the camera. It gives me more than enough you know view behind me, so it gives me a big view of the backup camera and the two sides camera. Only issue with it is that it's not always on. What I mean by that, I need it to be always on while I'm looking at um, the map, right? But it's not like that. But anyhow, hopefully they improve that later. And then you have window lock. That's basically it's basically a child lock, so nobody can unlock the windows. Unlock, like, yeah. So basically unlock the windows. And you have your brightness. You can set it to low, set the brightness all the way high, or you can just put it in auto. What that does is automatically adjust the brightness, just like your phone or tablet or even computer. And then you have your lights. This is a dedicated controls for your lights. Like I said, headlights, again repeated. I set an auto, fog lights on, and now you get to interior lights. You have your dome lights. Again, I set dome lights to auto. You can set it off, on, or auto. What auto does, again, when you open up your trunk or your um, doors, the dome lights will light up the interior so you can see what's in your car and stuff at nighttime. And I turned on ambient lights always, so your footwell lights, your door pocket lights will be on at all times. Not that bright, because when you adjust the brightness of, no, most people again don't know about this. When you're adjusting the brightness of the display, so let's go here. When you're adjusting the brightness of the display, it automatically adjusts the interior lights brightness also. So it also, like, let's say it's 40% display brightness, it will be the same, goes for the footwell and the door pocket lights. Actually adjusted at the same time, which is really interesting and useful. You have your auto high beam. I turned that on. In order to activate, you just have to put your left stalk forward, and it turns on your auto high beam. You can blink it by just pulling the left stalk towards you, um, or just put it in auto. I don't really, I mean, I only use auto brightness. I only use high beam or auto brightness when I'm traveling on like backcountry roads or really long drive. But in short drives like here, I don't really use that because auto high beam is kind of shoddy. It kind of feels like you're blinking at people. Like, I wish it was like gradual, um, you know, increasing the brightness and lowering the brightness of the high beam, but it's not. But anyway, that's not a. So I just leave it off most of the time. I do use it, but not all the time. And steering wheel lights, those are basically the right beside your two squirrel wheels on the steering wheel of the Model 3 and Model Y and all the other Teslas. You have arrows pointing this way and that way, basically letting you know there's the you can move the steering wheel knobs this way and that way. Those light up at night and when it get dark. You can turn that on or turn it off. I'll leave it on. It looks nice, and you can actually see the steering knob. Let me turn on the AC. It's getting a little uh, hot in here. But anyhow, let's go back. So we're at lights, right? Cool. So that's steering wheel lights. Now we got to our locks. So as you can see, all my locks are right here. I don't know how many times oh, I need to delete all this. It's too many uh, locks. You have your key card, the other key card, and your phone. So all the locks that's in your Tesla that you used and you're using will be here. You can edit them, you can delete them, all that good stuff. And of course, you have your window lock again, and you have your child lock. If you have children in your back seat, they can't just unlock the door from inside. You actually need to unlock it for them, which is a really nice feature. Every single car has it. And you have your walkaway door lock. So basically, when you walk away from the vehicle, it will lock the basically your car. You can exclude home. That's in the new update. So if, let's say, you have a garage and you always park your car in the garage and you don't want your car to be locked at all times, let's say you want to come in and get stuff from your car, you can exclude home. That way you don't need to have your phone or key card with you at all time when you're in your house. I don't live in a house. I live in an apartment, so I don't use that. And I always walk away door lock. It's really useful. You just turn that on. You basically get out of your car and just walk away. You don't need to press the button to lock or make sure that it's locked. It will lock. And unlock on park. So when you park the car, it will automatically unlock. So let's say you have a passenger beside you and he or she needs to get out. It doesn't really, you don't really need to, press this lock unlock button to, unlock the car. It will automatically unlock it for you. And car left open notification. So that's again a new update that we got. So I left that as doors and windows. So what that does is that, let's say you left one of your doors open, your front trunk or back trunk, anything that's open, it will actually notify you after 10 minutes to your phone saying that, hey, you left this and this on. Again, you can exclude home, but that's that. And lock confirmation sound, that's also on. So when you walk away from the vehicle, it will actually do a little honk to let you know that your car is actually locked. And close window unlock. This is another feature that just got added, which is really nice feature. I love it. What that does is that when you park your car, because I like to drive with the windows down, and whenever I park the car, I need to manually turn off, put the windows up, or use by using the Tesla app. But with this feature on, it will automatically close the windows when the car is locking. So when you walk away, the car locks and windows goes up. It's really nice. And you have your display. Again, you have your display mode day, which is bright white with all that, and night, it just turns everything into dark, and your maps are in gray and black. It's really nice features. Good on your, it's really nice on your eyes. And I just leave it on auto because I like it. At daytime it's bright and white, at nighttime it's dark. And again, you have your brightness for your screen, and the footwell lights and the door pocket lights, so you can control the brightness. Again, I'll leave it at auto. And screen cleaning mode. So this is a really nice feature. Let's say you want to clean your screen. All you gotta do is just press this button, and it goes into screen cleaning mode. Doesn't matter what you touch, it's not gonna go back. In order to go back, you just press and hold for 3 seconds, and it goes back. So it's really useful when you're cleaning your screen. You're not gonna accidentally press anything. And then you have your language. You got English, Spanish, French, French Canadian, Italian, Netherlands, uh, some Norwegian, and Polish, Portuguese. Um, why can't I scroll down? Okay, you got Portuguese and oh, let's go back here. All right, you got Portuguese and Swedish. It's really, really nice. All these languages for voice command. And now you have your navigation language. You have Spanish and French Canadian. Again, I don't speak any of those languages except English, so I'll leave it at that. And time format, you can either set it for 24 hours, 12 hours, which I set it for and I like. And if you're used to the 24-hour time, you can set that up and it changed to 24 hours. But I like this, I'll leave it at that. So you can either switch between. And you have your energy display. This feature is really useful, but I really wish Tesla could implement that right directly where your battery percentage is, because I want to read my battery charge in percentage and in kilometers. So this only shows either in energy, like 83%, or distance, which is 398 kilometers. I like to see both in here. Maybe, press and hold this button for a second to, change between either one of them, which would be really nice. Hopefully they implement that in the future. Now you have your kilometers versus miles. So if you go to distance, you can either switch between kilometers and miles. Here in Canada, we use kilometers. So that's what you use. And then you have your temperature. You have your temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. We use again Celsius, so I'll leave it at that. And you have your tire pressure in bar or psi. So that's that too. You can change between. But now let's get back to driving. So in driving, you have your acceleration, chill, which basically mimics an acceleration of a gas engine car when you're off the line. But once you get going, like after 30-40 kilometer, it just rips like a Tesla. But I I used to drive with chill on for a month, and then I got used to chill, and then I switched to standard. I would highly recommend the same thing for all you new Tesla owners. If you never driven an electric car, I would highly suggest you start with chill and then go to standard after a week or even a month, because in parking lot areas you might be a little too hard on the pedal, and it just goes, because electric cars, they produce their torque instantly, so you don't want to press the electric pedal a little too hard and hit something in the parking lots or when you're maneuvering your car. So I would highly recommend you start with chill and then move to standard. And then you have your steering mode, comfort, standard, and sport. I don't like comfort. I usually leave it in standard. But if you're going towards, like, if you're driving in a circuit, or if you're driving in a countryside, wavy road, I highly recommend you put it in sport. It feels really, really nice. You can actually feel the difference. Dramatically changes the way you drive the car. Like, all the auto reviewers love this feature. It's just really, really nice. And you have your low regenerative braking and standard. I would highly recommend you put it in standard, because that gives you the more like really strong regen braking. It's good for your brakes because it doesn't use the brakes, and it's good for the battery because it recharges the battery whenever you brake and whenever you lift up the accelerator pedal. And it gives you a really nice watt per kilometer. As you can see, I've traveled 5.6 kilometers, and it's saying that my watt per kilometer is under 150, which is really, really nice, more than 100%. And you have your stopping mode, creep, which again replicate. It's an automatic gasoline car, which if you let off the accelerator pedal, it still keep on moving, little by little. Roll, what that means is that it will, if you let off the accelerator pedal, it will roll until you press the pedal, and then it will put it in hold. Hold what that means is if you let off the accelerator pedal, it will automatically come to a complete stop and press the brake pedal to put it in hold, which is really nice. I would highly recommend you using that too. And slip start, basically it kind of helps your vehicle from like a muddy or slushy situation when the ground is, not that great. You can, use that, so the traction control kind of, disengages, but not really. It actually helps you out of those little areas. And of course, you have your cruise, follow cruise distance. You can either set up by car length, so you have your 3 car length, 2 car length, 1 car length, or you can go all the way up to 7 car length. On highways, I like to use 5 car length, and on regular roads, I like to use 4 or even 5. I usually leave it at 5. You can also control that with your left scroll wheel on the steering wheel. And you have your auto steer, which, autopilot, and navigator on autopilot. It's, as you can see, it's all on beta, and I usually turn that on. It's always on since I got the car. And customize and navigate on autopilot. You have your enable at start every single trip. So when you turn that on, navigate on autopilot automatically, turns on when you set a destination. You have your speed based lane changes. So I set it to disable, like you have your disabled, mild, average, or mad max, which is funny. So what that basically means is that when you're changing between lanes, when the car is changing between lanes and on a highway, it either does it too often, or it just, keeps in, drives on one lane for a long time. It's not about the speed at it which changes the lane. It's more of how often it changes the lane to get you to the destination faster. And require lane change confirmation. What that means is that when it wants to change lane, you either have to, you actually have to, press the either the stock on the right or stock on the left. But I disabled that, so it will actually change lanes. If I, just hold on to the steering wheel, it won't, ask me for confirmation. I don't really need for it to ask me for confirmation because I trust the car, and it's so far it's really good. And I'm always, vigilant when I'm driving on highways. So even if the car is changing lane, I'm looking around. So that's really nice. And you have a lane change notification, either chimes, vibrate, or both. Vibrate, it just vibrates your steering wheel, and chime, it also, it actually gives you a little ding. I turn that off. Again, I'm more vigilant, so I turn that off. You have your traffic light stop sign, so it will stop for red lights and stop signs and so forth. Green traffic light chime, which is the new update that we got. When you're at a green light, I actually do a little ding to let you know that the light is green. And it will also do the same thing when you're, approaching, when you're when you're on autopilot and you're approaching a green light. It gives you that ding sound to, make sure that you confirm, which is really useful. I actually post a video about that. You can go check that out in my channel. And you have your full self-driving visualization preview. So that's basically will let you, let you see, like it will actually show all the stop signs, all the road marking and stuff in the screen. And you have your summon beta, which is smart summon and summon forward and backwards. You can actually, customize summon if you want it tight or if you want a standard, how close you want your car to get to distance. I put it on standard. I don't really want, I'm not really comfortable my car getting that close. Summon is still in beta, so I don't really want to risk it. That's that. And then you have your summon distance. I set it to the max you can go, which is 12 meters. Bumper distance, I set it to 30 centimeters. You can either increase it to, let's say how far it goes. It goes quite far, 120 centimeters, or you can put it all the way to 20 centimeters. I would say 30 is pretty decent. And then you have your continuous press or no. I set that as no. So what that is, when you're summoning your car on your phone, it will actually say, ask you to press and hold the summon button, if you want to do that, or and then if you let the button off, if you leave your finger off the touchscreen, it will stop the car. I actually don't really like that, so I set it on no. So I just press the button. When it reaches something close, it will, when it actually get close to something, it will stop, or I can press the stop button to stop. And use HomeLink. Again, I don't have a house, but I do have HomeLink installed because it's a 2018 model. It came pre-installed, so I don't use it. That's that. Let me have a sip of my coffee. It's a long video, y'all. If you're watching this video, you're probably getting a Model 3 in the future, or you're thinking of getting the Model 3, or you're just watching. Please go get yourself a coffee or some, because it's going to be a long video. And then you have your standby mode. So I turn that on, excluding home. So wherever I park my car except my house, it will actually be, my car will be on standby, ready for me to, expecting me to summon at any time. I turn that on because your car will literally, go to sleep, and it will take some time for it to wake up. When you put it on standby, it actually knows that, hey, he's gonna summon me at any time, so it'll be ready for that. And then you have your navigation. I set the navigation volume. I literally turned it off. I don't use that. It's kind of annoying when you're playing your music. It kind of interrupts that. So I turned that off. And then you have your automatic navigation. So if you set that on, if you actually go here and then if you swipe down or swipe left, it automatically navigates you to your house. Or if you're in work, it will automatically navigate to your house, and if you're at house, it will automatically navigate you to work, which is really, really nice. Navigation, yeah. And then you have your trip planner on beta. So it will actually add stop. It will all be turned on automatically when you get your car. So it will actually plan your trip for you. Let's say you are going on a 1,000-mile road trip. It will actually plan your trip for you. It will say, hey, you have to stop at this supercharger for 5 minutes, and you have to go for another several kilometers, and stop for another 20 minutes or so. It will actually let you know all the information here. It will literally dumb it down for you. And then online routing, it actually takes traffic and conditions of the road in real time, and it will route you accordingly. And then you have your route if save more than 10. So when you're traveling somewhere, if it saves you 10 minutes, it will actually use that route. It kind of do it according to the traffic and all that stuff. And avoid ferries, because I don't want to, there's no ferries here. Avoid toll roads, because I don't want to use it. And use HOV lanes. I turned that on because here in Canada, in Ontario at least, if you have an electric vehicle and you're traveling alone in the car, you can actually use the HOV lanes. That's a really nice perk if you have an electric car. That's navigation. You have your safety and security. Of course, you have your power off. You have your parking brake. Foot must be on parking pedal. You know, for it to put it on park. And then you have your power off, obviously, which will turn off the computer and stuff, the whole car. Speed limit mode. If you turn that on and you give it to, let's say you're teaching somebody how to drive, or you're just letting somebody drive and you don't want them to go over a certain speed limit, the lowest it can go is 80. So you can actually set that up so they won't go over. You have your sentry mode. I don't usually turn that always on, but now I, because of my charging problem, because I don't have a charging network at home, But now, you know, I find it useful to turn it on all the time. So whenever I park my car, excluding my home or work, it will automatically turn on Sentry mode. And then you have dash cam, save on honk. I turn that off because when I'm on like I usually use my horn when I get down to my basement. When I'm turning, I honk to let other people in my basement know that, hey, I'm coming if you're coming in front of me, right, and with their car. So I usually honk a lot, so I don't, not to, you know, make people angry or anything, just because, you know, when you're in the basement, you're turning right. If there, let's say there's someone coming from the right side, you don't want them to, you know, because my car is quiet. I kind of need to honk at people saying that, hey, I'm coming. So be careful. So I usually turn that off. And you have your format, your USB device. So now, in order to format the USB stick, all you gotta do is just buy a brand new USB stick, stick it in the front USB area, and say format, and it will actually format it for the Tesla cam. Park assist chimes. So actually, you know, play that ding sound when you get to too close to an object or some Joe mode. I turned that off, but then now I turned it back on, which basically reduces the noise level of that of those dings and autopilot dings and all that sounds, except the you know, collision alarm when you know, would get close to another vehicle or something and you're about to collide. That doesn't affect that. It will actually be loud. Other than that, all the autopilot sound like ding ding or your, you know, when you're backing up and stuff, that's a little lower down. And security alarm automatically on. You should too. Pin to drive. Um, I'm I'm still, you know, I actually should turn it on, but which basically means is that if you turn that on, you actually it will actually give you a number pad to, you know, enter your password. So when you get into your car with your phone key, in order to drive, you actually need to also, it's basically two-factor authentication. You need to enter the password to, you know, drive. And you have your cabin overheat protection. You can turn it on only on AC, or just turn it on without no AC. So no AC or just on. So when let's say in hot weather climates, it will actually keep the interior cool for you to, you know, when you come in and sit down, because it's a white car, it doesn't really get that hot. So I don't really need that. It also kind of, you know, oh, look at it. It actually turns, you know, where it's 7:26 p.m. It's going dark. It automatically changes into dark mode, which is nice. So again, back to this. I don't really use that because it uses battery quite a lot. So I don't, because I don't have a, again, uh, charging network at home. I don't really use that. I don't want to drain my battery. Allow mobile access. So basically access your contacts and calendar events and all that, so on and so forth. Data sharing, I said yes, because in order for Tesla to improve autopilot and all that stuff, you gotta, you know, share the data with them. I like to help people out, so I'm helping Tesla out. I share data with Tesla, yes. And wiper service mode, basically what that means is that you can see the wiper gonna come up. So when you turn that on, your wipers will literally go up a bit for you to change the wipers or clean underneath the wipers and stuff. Turn that off, and you have your owner's manual, which you would expect. It's basically your owner's manual, and so yeah, that's your owner's manual. And then you have your headlight adjustment. I wouldn't really recommend you using, like, doing the adjustment by yourself. Either watch a YouTube video and do it properly, or bring it to a service technician to do it for you. I accidentally adjusted the headlights, and it was kind of crooked, and people were, you know, blinking at me. I don't know why it was, until I found out, hey, my headlights a little too high. I kind of watched a YouTube video and adjusted the headlights myself, and it's actually pretty good, so nobody blinks at me now. So don't play with that too much. And then tow mode, if you put on tow mode, let's say your car, for some reason, hopefully it doesn't come to that, for some reason you need to tow your car, you can put it on tow mode. And then you have your reset temp sensors, TPMS sensors, so your tire pressure sensors, you can reset them. And then you have your wheel configuration. You can go here and click on whatever wheels that Tesla provides, to accurately give you a range for your car. So if you have a bigger wheel, it will actually show you a little lower range. If you have a smaller wheel, obviously it will show more range. Your notifications, so these are the past notifications that I gotten, so it's really useful for a technician to look into your car and say, hey, this and this notification gave you. So charging equipment not ready, charging not ready, auto park aborted, auto steer temporarily unavailable. So these are the notifications that I've gotten so far, I guess. And camera calibration, so this is new. You can actually, let's say you change your one of your camera by yourself. I wouldn't recommend you doing it. For some reason you need to calibrate your cameras. You can actually press camera calibration, and it will calibrate the autopilot cameras for you, instead of Tesla sending you an software update to calibrate it. And then you can click this button and set all your settings to factory reset. Again, don't touch that. It will actually delete your profile and all that stuff, so I wouldn't mess around with that either. And now we get to the fun part: software. Of course, it will actually give you all the information of your car, how many kilometers have I driven. 29,000 kilometers, almost 30,000 kilometers. I've had the car for almost a year and a half, so it's really nice. You have your full self-driving capability, so included package. So it will give you what your car has. Premium connectivity. 1 year will, Tesla will give it to you for free, basically your internet, for YouTube, Netflix, and all the other fun stuff. But after 1 year you need to pay, I think, $10 a month, which is really nice and cheap compared to any other cars. Really nice, and it's LTE and it's really fast. And you have your version 2, 10.2. What's your software is that? I'm running 2020.36.3.1. You can click this to see your release note for what you just got and all that stuff. Oh wow, let's go back. And if you scroll down, you have your software update preferences. Standard, which means you're not going to get prioritized when Teslas get updates. If you clicked on advanced, you will actually get the software quite quickly. I mean, I don't really know how legit that is, but obviously, if you're a Tesla owner, you're obviously gonna leave it on advanced. And of course, you go to your car icon here. You have your glove box. You can either bring the glove box down, but you cannot, close it. In order to close it, you have to manually close the glove box. So that's it for whatever that's in Tesla setting. It's been a long video. It's 40 minutes now. So hopefully you guys just got a really nice look of Tesla settings. Hope you all learned a lot from this. And I will be doing another video about Easter eggs and about how to use the Tesla app that comes with the car. If you're a new Tesla owner, if you're about to buy a Tesla, use my referral code. I'll leave that link down below to get 1,500 kilometers of free supercharging. And if you are already a Tesla owner and you want to see more videos, or if you're not a Tesla owner, you just want to see Tesla content, click that subscribe button, become a subscriber. Let's get this channel to 420 subscribers. If you're a Tesla fan, if you're an Elon fan, you know what that means. 420. So that's it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Give it a like for this video. See you guys. I know it's a long video, guys. I'm really sorry about that. But I want to show you guys everything about a Tesla. But anyway, this is me, Petershan, signing out.